Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Glory Reds podcast. It's your boy, Don Benito. And today on the Transfer Latest, we are going to be talking about Maguire's deal. Apparently, it's almost going to be set and done. He should be signing a new contract. We will be talking about that. We're going to be talking about Bruno Guimaraes. Manchester United are long-time admirers of Bruno Guimaraes. But will this deal happen? Because all the stories that are coming out are a little bit conflicting. And the last thing that we're going to be talking about is Ferran Torres to Manchester United. What is that all about? And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Harry Maguire is set to sign a new Manchester United deal until 2027, according to Fabrizio Romano. This has come after a long time of negotiations, and whether Harry Maguire was going to go to Italy, because there were a lot of teams that were looking at Harry Maguire, such as Fiorentina, Napoli, and Internazionale. They were all looking to sign Harry Maguire. But according to Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United have got a verbal agreement in place with Maguire, set to put pen to paper before the end of the season. So Harry Maguire is going to be a player of Manchester United next season. He's not walking away for free. And the agreement will also include an option on the club side to extend the contract until June 2028 if United want. And this is very interesting because this looks like it's an option, like an option for a further year from the club. The guy doesn't have any sort of say in trying to extend his contract or anything like that. And you know what? I think it's good. I think this contract is going to be in lower wages, which also shows the commitment of Harry Maguire to Manchester United, which we need to salute him for, because he's solid. He is slowly, if not already, a cult hero at Manchester. The way he has had this tumultuous ride at Manchester United is just something that is not spoken enough about. But then now we're at a point where we can keep his services. And I mean, at the end of the day, we already got youngsters, and I assume that the club is also going to make further more additions to the club. Harry Maguire, of course, I think since turning 30, or since, I actually remember exactly when it was, but I just forgot exactly also when it was. But ever since then, he's just started to be picking up injuries, which is uncharacteristic of Harry Maguire. When we bought him, he was the kind of player that was Mr. Reliable, player that was always there, always available, never really injured that much, always playing. But age is catching up with him. And I'm also thinking his size as well is catching up with him. So I'm thinking he is now, because he's picking up a lot of injuries, it was only fair that he got this new contract under reduced wages, because he's not going to play a huge role. Maybe he will. As a veteran, he's going to be speaking to the youngsters. We've got Aiden Heaven, we've got Euro, we've got Friedrichsen. We've got a lot of these youngsters that are coming up through the ranks. And having Harry Maguire there is a big boost. He already knows the ups and downs of Manchester United. He already knows what it is to be on that side where the fans are against you, when your form is not good, when your form is good. He literally is the blueprint of these next generation defenders that are coming up. So I think this is going to be good for us, because we get to keep Harry Maguire. And not only so, Harry Maguire has just been pivotal for us. He has just been a solid backbone for Manchester United. I mean, to a certain extent, it makes sense that he gets this contract. It is validation. It is a way to show him that, look, we appreciate you and you have been stellar for us. You've been good for us. I know some people would have thought, now get rid of him so we can start bringing in new players. But that is the problem of getting rid of all the players that actually know the club. You need certain senior players who are going to help usher the new generation in. Help the new generation. It's easy to get rid of players. But then when you're now starting to do that rebuild, it becomes tricky when you don't have a couple of senior players. I'm not saying that Bruno's not there. I'm not saying that Dalot's not there. But Harry Maguire poses a different kind of aura or stature to the club. So this is very interesting news. Harry Maguire set to sign a new contract with Manchester United until 2027 with an option for a further year. Moving on. Bruno Guimaraes. Now, remember, there was a time that I spoke about it. Maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5, 3 weeks ago, we spoke about Bruno Guimaraes. And at the time when we spoke about it, we were talking about it in the sense that Bruno Guimaraes has had contact with Manchester United, his agents, they've already communicated, blah, blah, blah. Now, according to that, it wasn't as groundbreaking or as exciting as we thought it was, because at the time when the news came out that yes, Bruno Guimaraes did have contact with Manchester United, it was one of those things that they call just an industry norm. And it's only now coming out that look, Manchester United are admirers of Bruno Guimaraes. They love the player. They think that he could be a very good addition to our squad. But there has been no active negotiations with Guimaraes. No contract talks, no contract renewals, nothing with his agent. Nothing solid and concrete has been said between club and Bruno Guimaraes, which is further making me want to spiral, because I spoke about Elliot Anderson. I spoke about all these players that were linked to. The only player that Manchester United has been linked to and has had some sort of contact or direct contact was Carlos Baleba. And that was last season. I don't know about what happened this season. They've just been saying they're monitoring. So as far as we are concerned, all these stories that we've been reporting, Manchester United have got no solid evidence to show us that they're in communication with these players. And that makes me worried. Now, I'm not saying Bruno Guimaraes in particular is making me worried, because when I look at Bruno Guimaraes' profile and what Ineos have been touting and been speaking, saying that they want to bring to the club, first of all, he doesn't tick a lot of the boxes. He's 28 years old. Ineos said that they're only signing players over 25 and maybe 26, but they're not going beyond that. So it was weird to hear that Manchester United are in for Bruno Guimaraes, because it breaks the protocol of what they've said. Now, unless they truly think that he's a special player and blah, 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 then maybe circumstances are going to change. Maybe they're going to bend the rules for Bruno Guimaraes. But already that was, so I don't see how that happens. And then, moving back to Bruno Guimaraes, literally nothing has been said. So when they told us that time that Manchester United have had contact with Bruno Guimaraes' camp, it was on the basis that it is normal. Just the camp, just to negotiate, because his agent represents a lot of players. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Manchester United were looking at other players, or maybe Manchester United were looking at other players that guy is representing. Or maybe Manchester United just had a very light dialogue with the guy. But there wasn't anything concrete. There wasn't anything of we need Bruno Guimaraes. What say you? Does he want to come to Manchester? Just like we have been just like what we've had with Brian Mbeumo and Mateus Cunha. There hasn't been anything solid and concrete with Bruno Guimaraes. And that, my friends, has made me concerned. Because we have just been talking about midfielders that we think would suit Manchester United. They are throwing out these stories that they're interested in this player, blah, 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 blah. But there is nothing going on. And when you look at how other teams are moving, they are moving with intention, with determination. They want players. You look at Liverpool this season. Liverpool coming into next season, I think they're just going to be buying players left, right, and center. They want to, first of all, fill the void that Mo Salah is going to leave. And they're going to try to build up the team so that it can title challenge next season. Now, we are here busy linked with all these players, but nothing concrete. We don't even have like, okay, this player is definitely coming to Manchester United at the moment. We don't. So it's a very tricky situation for Manchester United. And you know what? I am worried. I really am. Because I know the other clubs. The other clubs are going to move mad and they're going to move fast and they're going to get their players. If they make their bid and they start doing that, that's when Manchester United will start to react. You're going to find us in a position now where we're actually going to get João Gomez from Wolves, who, by the way, we should be getting anyway. Regardless, we should be going after João Gomez. We should be already communicating with his agents and trying to negotiate a deal. Wolves are already going to get relegated. It's just a matter of time. 7 games to go. They are done. So Manchester United needs to capitalize. Already start negotiating. Already start to pull. Already start to put that idea in Gomez that you're coming to Manchester so that he can focus on Manchester and say, look, I just want to go to Manchester. I want to follow Mateus Cunha. I want to go to Manchester. And then that is a story for another day because we already have the money. 30 million is nothing. It is absolutely nothing. That's Rashford. That's Rashford's price. So it's just something that we just need to do. You know, like I'm really getting concerned. I know we're going to make signings. I know. It's inevitable. But I just don't like how we are not on the front foot like everybody else. The next topic that we're going to be talking about is Ferran Torres to Manchester United. Manchester United have been offered Ferran Torres because, as you know, Barcelona are trying to manage their finances and also trying to release some players so that they can bring in fresh players. Now, it turns out that Ferran Torres is surplus to requirements and Barcelona are ready to part ways with the player. Still good. The guy's 26 years old. Young. He's a striker. He played for Man City. So I don't know if that has got some sort of bearing or if that is a red flag for Manchester. I don't know. But according to the story that I was reading, Ferran Torres could be part of a deal because they really want to keep Marcus Rashford. Initially, they said that they were going to pay the 26 million that was set by Manchester United because Manchester United said, look, loan with the option to buy. And we reduced the price. Honestly, Marcus Rashford is not worth 26 million. He's actually worth more. For me personally, I think he's even worth 30, 35. But we have lowered our prices because it is a moment where we are trying to get rid of Rashford. Rashford himself also wants to stay in Barcelona. But Barcelona are trying to play games. They initially said they're going to pay that 26 million. But now they're changing their tune and saying, look, we were trying to get Marcus Rashford on loan again. Meaning, they want to get Marcus Rashford on loan. Then he will leave the club for free. Then we're not going to get any funds in it. I mean, obviously, we're going to get the funds for the loan. They're going to take care of his wages. But he will go for free. And Manchester United are not going to get any money back because he represents pure profit. The money that he comes in doesn't go into the FFP rules or anything like that. No, he's a homegrown talent. He's been at the club for so many years. So his money is pure profit. So that money that we're trying to get from Barcelona is going to be pivotal for us to make signings, to also increase the budget of what we want to spend next summer. So if they want to start going for Marcus Rashford on another loan, it's going to be tricky because Marcus Rashford's contract ends next season. Is it? Yeah, it ends next season in 2028. And they want to extend it for another year. So I don't know what Manchester United are going to do about this. But Barcelona have offered Ferran Torres to Manchester. I don't know if you guys think... I mean, I watch Barcelona. I watch Barcelona a lot. Some would even say I am a supporter of Barcelona. But Ferran Torres is a good player. He has his ups and downs like every other player. He's a striker. He can play on the wing. He can play in that number 10-ish role. He can do a lot in that front three. But his primary position is a striker. Now, because he played for Man City, I don't know if that is going to be something that deters Manchester from signing Ferran Torres. I don't know if he is willing to come to Manchester United and play. Because, I mean, I don't know. We don't know. We don't know if he's got this loyalty to Man City. I don't know. But this deal just kind of feels off. Because how do you offer a rival's ex-player to Manchester United and say, we're trying to sign your homegrown talents? I don't know what we need. I don't know what's going to happen with this Ferran deal. But tell me what you guys think, because I'm curious to know. Would you bring Ferran Torres to Manchester United, knowing that he was once for the blue side, the noisy neighbors? And would you cancel it out because he has played for Barcelona and his age is young, you know? I know we're gonna get rid of what's his name, Rasmus Højlund. He's leaving, so Manchester United need another striker. We've got Benjamin Šeško. He could be an addition, a very cheap addition to Manchester United in terms of what we're trying to do. He knows the English Premier League. I don't want to say he's Premier League proven because he's already played there. So, but he has been there. He's won the Premier League with Manchester City. So, would he be a good addition for Manchester United? Please leave your comments below. Thank you everybody for listening to the Glory Reds podcast.